Hello, ladies and gentlemen. It is your host with the biggest nose, Jay-Z Courtside, coming at y'all today on Wednesday, May 13th. I'd like to say I'm sorry, everybody. I'm sorry. You guys are probably so lost without me. Y'all probably didn't realize why I wasn't live yesterday. Well, guess what? I'm not sorry. You should be in the Discord server if you want constant updates on the show. Yesterday, I had a lot of work I had to do for our main YouTube channel. I had to get it done. My apologies. Had to go to the gym. It was a very busy day. There was just no time in the day to go live, and that's not me. I do sincerely apologize for the lack of show yesterday. We've been grinding. We haven't missed a day in a long time. 5 days a week, 9 a.m. Eastern. You guys know the drill. That's on me. I'm sorry. It won't happen again for the rest of this postseason. I hope you guys are excited for today's show because we are going to be recapping some of the stuff that we should have talked about yesterday. So in today's show, we are going to be breaking down last night's game between the Wolves and the Spurs, if any of you guys care about that series. Then we are going to be talking about the Thunder sweeping the Los Angeles Lakers and saying goodbye to the Los Angeles Lakers. We are going to be talking about what's next for them. We're also going to be touching on the Cavs Pistons Game 4 that I would have talked about yesterday, but unfortunately I was not here. And then a couple other breaking news pieces that we are going to lead the show off with. Okay. First and foremost, ladies and gentlemen, podcast listeners, be sure to leave a 5-star rating and review. TikTok viewers, YouTube viewers, be sure to drop a like, subscribe, all that jazz. Again, I do apologize for not being here yesterday. You guys understand. I hope you guys understand why. Twitch chat, you guys already know. We're trying to move into the show quickly. All you guys got to do is sit back, relax, grab a cup of coffee or an energy drink, and enjoy the show. Ladies and gentlemen, before we talk about basketball, I would like to say we lost a couple really, really good dudes in the NBA yesterday. I would like to say rest in peace to current player, 29-year-old Brandon Clark of the Memphis Grizzlies. He passed away yesterday. There has not been a report as to what caused his death. But what I would like to say is condolences to him and his family. I hope he rests in peace. Genuinely super, super sad. I remember watching Brandon Clark when he was a rookie and talking about how special this kid was going to be. He didn't end up being what I predicted as an NBA player, but somebody born in 1996 in the NBA. I can't tell you the last player that I remember who passed away in the midst of their NBA career. So genuinely heartbreaking. Very, very depressing, very sad. My heart goes out to their family. Prayers go out to his entire family. I don't want to say what the speculation was that caused his death. I don't want to put anything out there that may or may not be true, but I hope his family and friends are secure during these times. And I know Memphis is probably really hurting right now. So I would like to send my condolences to him and his family. On top of that, we lost, honestly, NBA legend, Jason Collins. I remember my freshman year of high school hanging out at my buddy's house who was filthy rich. He had a half-court basketball court in his backyard. His basement was 4 times bigger than my entire house growing up. Both of his parents were doctors. His house was genuinely 9,000 square feet big. And I remember being in my buddy's house and we got I think it was a Woj bomb. And it was Jason Collins coming out as gay. He was the first ever. He outed himself. He came out and said that he's gay while he was still in the NBA. And I think he only played a couple years after that. But Jason Collins a few months ago was diagnosed with stage 4. I forgot how to say it. It's like glioblastoma, I think. It's stage 4 brain cancer. And he also passed away yesterday as well. So my condolences go out to Jason Collins. I think he was only 40. He was young. Jason Collins was not old. I think he was definitely in his 40s. So, you know, my thoughts and prayers go out to him and his family as well. He was 47 years old and the stage 4 cancer was glioblastoma. So I think I did say that right. Collins was the first active openly gay player in NBA history. So rest in peace to him and rest in peace to 29-year-old Brandon Clark of the Memphis Grizzlies. Seriously, my heart and yeah, my thoughts go out to all those families. Devastating. But yeah, I just wanted to show my respects before the show started. Before we talked about the NBA and all the games that, you know, I didn't talk about yesterday and the game that happened last night. So I would like to say my condolences again, and my thoughts and prayers are out to all their friends and family. Now, on lighter notes, I would like to talk about some NBA basketball, right? But before that, before we get onto the court, I do want to talk about the breaking news of Daryl Morey getting fired yesterday. Now, Daryl Morey was the GM of the Philadelphia 76ers for 6 years. And I would like to go through. I said a couple days ago when we said goodbye to the Philadelphia 76ers, I said it wouldn't surprise me if in the next couple days you heard the news that Daryl Morey was fired. And lo and behold, I called it 2 days ago when we did our goodbye to the Philadelphia 76ers. For some reason, they're keeping Nick Nurse, and I believe Bob Costas is going to be taking the interim GM position until they find somebody permanent. I'd like to just say this first and foremost. Daryl Morey was a pretty good drafter. Last year, he drafted VJ Edgecombe. The year before that, he drafted, getting ahead of myself. Sorry, not Bob Costas, Bob Myers. Thanks for correcting me, Savior. I appreciate you. Jared McCain got drafted last year. 3 years prior to that, 4 years prior to that, they drafted Tyrese Maxey, Isaiah Joe, and Paul Reed. Guys, I need y'all to listen to these players. Paul Reed, who's quite literally the best center on the Pistons right now. Isaiah Joe, who is killing it on the Oklahoma City Thunder. Tyrese Maxey, we all know Tyrese Maxey, and Jared McCain and VJ Edgecombe. The issue with Daryl Morey is you traded Paul Reed, you let him go. You traded Isaiah Joe. He's a champion. You kept Tyrese Maxey, but you traded Jared McCain for nothing. So he drafted really well. But on top of lying to James Harden years back, on top of not filling the right pieces around Tyrese Maxey and Joel Embiid, and then it's just he never got the right pieces around them. Like, you're telling me your savior in the middle of the season was campaign? We knew the Philadelphia 76ers weren't going to do much this year. They won a series, and honestly, I don't believe that I don't even know how they beat the Celtics, to be honest. He traded really good guys. I mean, let's be honest with ourselves here, ladies and gentlemen. If that had Isaiah Joe, Paul Reed, and Jared McCain, I think this team is significantly better. I think they take a couple games off of the New York Knicks. But the fact that you let those guys go for nothing is telling. Very telling. Bro, Jared McCain just shot 80% in the round 2 series against the Los Angeles. He just shot 80% from 3. Jared McCain. This guy posts YouTube vlogs. And he just scored 80% of his threes in the second series against the Los Angeles Lakers, and you traded him for nothing. Okay? Now, I'd like to say in advance, my condolences to Bob Myers, because he is now inheriting 2 of the worst contracts in the NBA. In fact, you know what? Not 2 of the worst. The 2 worst contracts in the NBA. Joel Embiid, when he's 35, 36 years old, is going to be making $70 million. Joel Embiid. He's going to be making $70 million as a 35-year-old man. Paul George, when he's 38, or is it 39? It might be 38 turning 39. Has a player option of $56 million, who you best believe he's going to take. They don't have 2 of the worst contracts. They have the 2 worst contracts in the NBA right now. The 2 worst. So Bob Myers is going to have a lot on his plate. He's going to have a lot on their plate. You're not going to be able to trade that Embiid contract unless you attach all of your first-round picks. You're not going to be able to trade that Paul George contract unless you attach a bunch of second-rounders and first-rounders. So this is my issue now with the Philadelphia 76ers. Daryl Morey definitely deserved to get fired. There was just too much being neglected. And then on top of all of that, they're going to be in the second apron, and their team has a big 3 of 2 guys who barely play. One of which who played 38 games, and he said, and I quote, after they got swept to the Knicks, I finished this season healthy. No, you didn't, dude. No, you didn't. You did not finish healthy. You did not finish healthy. In no way, shape, or form did you finish this. You played 38 games this year. 38. You even missed playoff games. And you're telling me because you played the last couple of them, you finished healthy? Your jump shot's broke. You can't run. You can't jump. Healthy. You finished healthy. Daryl Morey, I apologize, man, but the bill was due, and it was time. The bill was due. All right. Now, let's go ahead and move on and talk about the game that happened last night between the San Antonio Spurs and the Minnesota Timberwolves. I know a lot of people didn't watch this game, but the Spurs routed the Wolves and take the series lead 3-2. Final score 126-97. Let's talk about this game, okay? Now, it started with Wemby, and it didn't end with Wemby, okay? This guy, Wemby, in the first quarter, had 18 points, 6 rebounds. You guys need to understand. This guy, he's in his first ever playoffs. First quarter, he starts the game dropping 18 points. Now, the Wolves made it a game a little bit. The Wolves made it somewhat of a game. They did. They were down 18 at halftime, ladies and gentlemen, 18. And then in the first 5 minutes of the third quarter, they came back. They tied the game. They tied the game with 7.5 minutes left in the third quarter. They tied the game. And then Keldon Johnson just, and Stephon Castle and everybody else just turned the hell up. And the Spurs went back up by 20. So when you look at this kind of game, this is a backbreaker. Because one, the Timberwolves got back in the game. They fought back. But they used everything they had to fight back. Anthony Edwards is not healthy. He can't break a double team. He can't pass out of the double team right now. If he's only scoring 20 points, you're not going to win a game. On top of that, Julius Randle, brother, we went from hyping you up last year, because in case you guys don't remember, in case you do not remember, Julius Randle last year in the playoffs, arguably the best player in the first 2 rounds of the NBA playoffs last year. It's very arguable. You can argue that. It was incredible in the first 2 rounds. And then in the conference finals, he got abused by the Oklahoma City Thunder. And you can accept that, because guess what? They're the Thunder. Everybody said it's okay. He was great in the first 2 series. Not much you can do against the Thunder, right? Well, wrong, because it seems as though Julius Randle is unable to perform again in the playoffs now that his game is so one-dimensional. He has not been good in the playoffs. Last night was a good game by Julius Randle's standards these playoffs. He had 17 points, 10 rebounds, 5 of them offensive, 1 assist, no steals, no blocks, no turnovers, thankfully. But he shot 0 for 4 from 3 and 6 for 17 from the field. That's not going to get it done. Jaden McDaniels had 17 for 6 for 13 shooting. Rudy Gobert was 1 for 4. I mean, listen to the rest of these. Anthony Edwards, 6 for 11, 20 points. Ayo Dosunmu, 7 for 14, 16 points. Naz Reid, 12 points, 4 for 10. Terrence Shannon Jr. went 0 for 5 for the game. You're not going to win a basketball game when you play. You're not. Now, on the Spurs side, I thought what they did was it was mean. It was mean what they did to them. Wemby, he only had 27 points after scoring 18 in the first quarter, 17 rebounds. Again, that's 27 points, 17 rebounds, 5 assists, 3 blocks, 9 for 16 from the field. He even poured in 2 threes. Vassell, 12 points. Fox, 18 points. Decent game. Still not efficient. 1 for 4 from 3, 6 for 15 from the field. And Stephon Castle, super efficient game. 17 points, 4 rebounds, 6 assists, 2 steals, 1 block, 8 for 11 from the field. The man of the hour, Keldon Johnson. If Keldon Johnson's going to score 15 plus, which he scored 21 last night, you're not going to beat the San Antonio Spurs. You're not. He shot 8 for 11, 21 points, and then Dylan Harper got the rest of the bulk bench points, 12 points, 10 rebounds, 2 assists. And I just gotta emphasize, this kid is going to be so good, bro. This guy did a behind the back, double behind the back, hezzy for a dunk. This guy is a rookie. Doing a double behind the back hezzy on a fast break on Ayo Dosunmu, who's arguably one of the best perimeter defenders in the NBA. This kid is going to be so freaking special. He's going to be so special. Honestly, I want Fox gone this coming summer, and just run him, please. Just run Dylan Harper. Allow him to improve. I want him to start so badly, bro. He's so good. And then we all saw the move that Wemby did. He did a spin, pump fake with the ball in one hand. Rudy Gobert he's lost. That game was unbelievable. It was so much Spurs. You know what I mean? It was so much Spurs. And again, TikTok got very upset by me saying, "You want Fox gone? What are you smoking, bro?" Yes, I would like Fox to be gone or have a different role next year. I'm ready. I'm ready. I know the Spurs aren't ready for that, but I'm ready as a fan. The reason I say that is because I want Dylan Harper to go out and be Dylan Harper, not be scared to shoot, not be scared to dunk, not be scared to handle the ball and be the primary option. I want Dylan Harper to flourish. Now, of course, De'Aaron Fox will be better this season, next season, than Dylan Harper, for sure. I'm not doubting that, for sure. But me as a basketball fan, as a non-Spurs fan, I just want to see Dylan Harper play, bro. I want to see him unleashed. I'm not saying that he's going to lead this team. I know the Spurs. Listen, I'm not a Spurs fan, but I am a big Dylan Harper fan. I'm a huge Dylan Harper fan. And I think, in my opinion, the Spurs will be better with Fox this year, next year, and maybe I wouldn't go so far as to say the third year. I think Dylan Harper right now, he's ready to take more of a command of a team. And I think his ceiling, I think he needs Fox. I think he needs Fox to learn from. But his ceiling, it's not like De'Aaron Fox is pouring in some crazy amount of consistency either. De'Aaron Fox has not been good in the playoffs. He hasn't. But I'm not going to give a rookie the reins to a team. I'm not going to do that. That's why I'm saying maybe next year I'd like to see. And that's the comment I love seeing. Yo, favorite cousin, I love that comment in the Twitch stream. This is why the Twitch stream is like my preferred stream. Guys, if you want all of your comments read, if you want a better viewing experience, if you want to join our watch party tonight at 8 p.m. Eastern, be sure to join our Twitch. We host our watch party in our Discord. Be sure to join our Twitch stream. That's Jay-Z Uncut on Twitch. The name is right there. Click the profile picture, click the link in my bio, or just go to the Twitch and look up Jay-Z Uncut. We are hosting a watch party tonight in our Discord for the Pistons Cavs game at 8 p.m. Eastern. I love this comment that cousin just said. Harper is a diet Cade. I've been seeing that circulate around. I have been. And his game really does look like Cade Cunningham. It does. He's not as big as Cade is now, but he's pretty much bigger than Cade his rookie year. In case you guys don't know, Cade Cunningham is vegan. He's been vegan since high school or college. I can't remember. But the fact that he got that big being vegan, it's wild. And again, I do have to reiterate this. I know Dylan Harper's not ready to be the leading guy of a playoff contending team. I understand that. But the basketball fan in me, I just want to see this kid unlocked. I know he wouldn't be that consistent. As a starter. I just want to see him unlock. He's so much fun to. This kid is oozing confidence, bro. In fact, you know what? I might say something crazy. You know what? I'm going to say it. It goes Cooper Flag, Dylan Harper, VJ Edgecombe, Conkedipple. Is in 5 years. Thoughts? I don't think that's crazy to say. I think it's Cooper Flag, Dylan Harper, VJ Edgecombe, Conkedipple. I think that's fair. Bro, this rookie class was insane, man. We're going to be talking about this rookie class 10 years from now. Just like how the 2018 draft. Look at what we had. We had Shai Gilgeous-Alexander in the same draft as Michael Porter Jr., Luka Doncic, Trae Young, Jaren Jackson Jr., dominating, Crunk Juice. I think the ceiling for these guys are incredible. This guy in the TikTok got really mad at me. He said, Fear and Queen? Yeah, you tripping. I have a Pelicans fan in my Twitch stream, and he's not saying that I'm tripping. So I'm gonna just rely on the Pelicans fan that I have in my Twitch stream. I'm not going to rely on the TikTok. Guys, come to the Twitch stream, guys. Jay-Z Uncut on Twitch. We're doing a watch party tonight at 8 p.m. Eastern. Come drop a follow on Twitch. We'd love to have y'all. That's pretty much all the takes I have on this game. I think the Spurs will try to get it done in game 6. I could see the Timberwolves. I could see them take games. I could see the Timberwolves take game 6 and force this to 7, but I don't think there's any world or realm that I can see the Wolves beating the Spurs in a 7-game series. I don't see that. Not with Anthony Edwards being this hurt. I think if Ant was healthy and Julius Randle got his brain implanted back into his head, I think then they could stand a chance. But without Ant being 100%, I just don't see it. And I think that's a great comment, Raheem. Raheem in my Twitch chat said Knipple has elite second option potential. I agree. But those other guys that you named could be the guy. Spurs are blessed to have a guy as good as Harper as a Robin to Wemby's Batman, and he's not even going to be there yet. Imagine when he's actually Actually, he can stretch the floor. He can create his own shot and not just have to rely on his athleticism. Genuinely, like that is such a smart comment. That's such a smart comment. Now, before I move on, I'd like to complain to Adam Silver. I would like to complain to Adam Silver. Why do they get 2 days off? Why does this series get 2 days? Why don't they have to play until Friday? But the Pistons Cavs are 1 day off in between each game all series long. What are we doing? Adam, you gave them Dylan Harper, gift wrapped it. You gave them Victor Wembanyama when the Pistons had the worst season in franchise history. You have given them, somebody tell me how many picks have they had? What? How many is it? Top 5 in a row? Top 5, is that 4 top 5 picks in a row? Is that 4 or is it 5? I don't remember. You guys are gonna have to tell. Why does Adam Silver love the Spurs so much? Why does Adam Silver? Why do they get 2 days off, bro? But Pistons Cavs don't. It doesn't make any sense. It doesn't make any sense. It doesn't make any sense. Okay, before we move on to our next game that we got to cover from 2 days ago, I'm going to go ahead and end the TikTok. If you guys would like to continue this show, Jay-Z Uncut on Twitch. That's also where we're going to be hosting our watch parties in our Discord server tonight at 8 p.m. Eastern, Pistons and Cavs. If you guys would like to watch the rest of the stream, we're live on Jay-Z Uncut on Twitch. Plenty of show left. All right, ladies and gents. I am only ending the TikTok to get back into the algorithm and hopefully farm some people to come over here. We will start it back shortly. Now, let's continue with today's show. Ladies and gentlemen, I think it's necessary that I have to talk about this game. I think it's imperative that I have to talk about this game. I don't want to talk about this game, but I'm going to. Okay? They have had 6 to 7 top 5 picks. Thank you. Thank you for that. Eugene, thank you for the follow on Twitch. Much love, bro. Welcome. Let us continue. Now, remember, everybody who's coming from the TikTok right now to the Twitch, if you guys watch 3 Twitch streams in a row, I will personally gift you a $6 subscription so you no longer get ads, okay? If you come to the Twitch right now, drop a follow, and watch 3 Twitch streams in a row, I will gift you a $6 subscription immediately after so you no longer get ads. Here we go, y'all. Let's talk about it. Let's talk about the game. I don't want to, but let's talk about it. The series tied 2-2. Cavs even up the series as the Pistons struggled. Final score was 112 to 103. Obviously, this happened 2 days ago. I did not go live yesterday, so I have to talk about it today. Okay? And now, again, I do have to reiterate, you have to watch your first 3 Twitch streams in a row to get a $6 subscription. You can't miss streams in between. You can't miss 3 months and then come back and say, where's mine? You can't do that. And it doesn't work like that. Let's go ahead and talk about this game, y'all. First and foremost, we got to talk about Donovan Mitchell. Donovan Mitchell scored 38 points in the second half. 38 points. A lot of guys might be wondering, how did Donovan Mitchell do that when they have Asar Thompson? Asar Thompson didn't guard Donovan Mitchell. They had Tobias Harris on Donovan Mitchell. I just want to reiterate myself one more time. Sorry, 39 points in the second half. They changed it. I guess they set a 2 to a 3. They had Tobias Harris on Donovan Mitchell. They had Duncan Robinson on Donovan Mitchell. They had Karis LeVert on Donovan Mitchell. Notice the 3 guys that I said. Asar Thompson wasn't on Donovan Mitchell. He wasn't. He was not on Donovan Mitchell at all throughout the entire game. JB Bickerstaff does not know how to make adjustments to teams. Cade was also on him. You're right. Cade, yeah, he crossed up Cade at the 3. He was also on him for periods of time. I'd like to just say, this game, I don't think I've watched a game infuriate me more in the last 20 years of being a Pistons fan. This was the game. This was the game. Cade's 20-point streak minimum in the playoff has ended. Cade at this point has scored more than 20 points in every single game of his playoff career. And that ended because Cade was passive all night. Cade was passive. Cade had 19 points, 6 assists, 3 rebounds, 7 for 16 from the field. I'm sorry, Cade. I need you to take 25 to 30 shots every game. Now, I got to go in order from everybody about the Pistons, and then I'll go in order for the Cavs, okay? First and foremost, Cade has 5 turnovers. If you watch this game, he really only had 2. He had 2 turnovers. The rest were Duren dropping the ball. And I'll get to him in a minute. Duncan Robinson took 2 shots. You're not going to win a game if Duncan Robinson takes 2 shots. Asar Thompson played 19 minutes. Now, I will admit, I'm a huge defender when it comes to Asar Thompson. He's been in foul trouble for the last 3 games, and the Pistons won one of those at home, but they lost the last 2. Asar Thompson got in foul trouble again earlier in this game, but I will admit, Asar was not playing well. That was the worst Asar game I think I've ever watched in his entire career, and I've watched the 28-game losing streak. That was his worst game. Foul trouble aside, he was not playing his normal defense. He wasn't. So Asar, he's not free from this criticism either. Asar had a bad game. Now, it could be because of the foul trouble early on, but he also had some of the worst turnovers I've ever seen. Asar had 4 turnovers. I've never seen Asar be that sloppy with a basketball, ever. I've never seen that. Never seen that. Tobias, I'm sorry, you tried. His 20-point streak in the playoffs is over. He had 8 games in a row of scoring more than 20 points. He had 16, 8 rebounds, 5 assists. I need you to hear that second stat again. 8 rebounds for Tobias Harris. I'm going to skip over one guy. Cade, like I said, too passive. You don't deserve 5 turnovers. You really should have 2. Too passive. Cade is spent. If you guys are watching this series, Cade is spent. Cade is getting full court press 90 feet every time. He's spent. This guy just had his lungs collapse a little over a month ago. He's spent. Now let's keep going. Karis LeVert. I'm so sorry. I'm sorry. Your legacy game went to the wayside. Karis LeVert had 24 points. He played 31 minutes. He had 4 rebounds, 3 assists, 1 steal, 1 block. Karis LeVert would come into the game and immediately take over it. He shot 10 for 16, 3 for 6 from 3. His nickname, in case you guys don't know, is Careless Pervert. Well, people changed his name from this game. They're calling him Careful Pervert. You guys know the meme about Karis LeVert, how he plays the basketball game and he's got a wheel that spins in his head and it picks what he's going to play like? He played like prime Michael Jordan 2 nights ago. He did. And they wasted his game. 24 points. His most as a Piston before this was 19, I believe. I'm sorry, Careless. I'm sorry. Dennis Jenkins. 2 horrible games in a row. 21 minutes. 2 points, 3 rebounds, 3 assists. He was 0 for 4 from the field. I'm going to skip over one guy. Ron Holland, you were a plus 11 in 7 minutes. JB didn't play you. You missed 1 3. Isaiah Stewart, you're not healthy. I don't care what anybody says. You're not healthy. 4 points, 7 minutes. You're not healthy. You can't jump off the floor. You're not healthy. Javonte Green, there was no point in you playing 2 nights ago. I'm sorry. There's some times where you're really, really helpful. You were not helpful the other night, but you've been helpful all year, so I'm not going to get that mad at you. 0 points. Marcus Sasser. When this game ended, I said, you know what? I'm leaving here with something. Marcus Sasser, after not playing a single second in the playoffs, Marcus Sasser, at the end of this game, the Pistons were down by 16. The Pistons emptied the bench in. The Cavs put their bench in. Sasser was frying. He was frying them. He had 7 points in 2 minutes and 30 seconds. He was frying that they had to bring their starters back in. The Cavs did, because the Pistons had it with an 8 with 45 seconds or 55 seconds left. Sasser, 7 points, plus 8, 3 for 4 from the field, 1 for 2 from 3. I don't know how you're not giving Sasser a try, because he's arguably the second best shot creator on this entire basketball team. And I don't know how you're not giving him a try. When Danis is playing that poorly, you sit Danis Jenkins and play Marcus Sasser. I don't understand how you haven't played. Now, we got to talk about Paul Reed. Paul Reed, B-ball Paul. My baby B-ball Paul. I would like to just say, I want to sit here and blame JB Bickerstaff. I want to sit here and say, JB, you're killing us. NBA fans, especially Pistons fans, I have to say this for y'all so you can understand. I'm not blaming JB Bickerstaff for playing Jalen Duren. I'm not. We all know Jalen Duren should not be on the court. We all know that. It's not that he's too stubborn. It's not. It's not. JB's not being stubborn by playing Jalen Duren. Listen, Paul Reed, the only reason the Pistons didn't get blown out by 40. Him and Karis LeVert. Paul Reed came into the game. The Pistons went on an immediate run. Pistons brought it to within 4. You take Paul Reed out. Cavaliers go on a 24 to nothing run with Jalen Duren on the court. I just have to repeat myself one more time. Jalen Duren started the second half. The Cavaliers went on a 24 to nothing run. Made us look like the Orlando Magic. You put Paul Reed in for the first time in that third quarter. And Paul Reed went and got you 13 points in the third quarter. I need you guys to hear me one more time. Paul Reed came in and scored 13 points in the third quarter. 13 in the third quarter, 6 for 6. Ladies and gentlemen, Paul Reed, 2 nights ago, in 14 minutes, had 15 points, 4 rebounds, 2 of them offensive, 2 assists, 1 steal, 7 for 9 from the field. And now I'd like to read this man's stat line. His name is Jalen Duren. I don't know if you guys have ever heard of him. 22-year-old center. In 27 minutes, he had 8 points, 2 rebounds, 2 assists, 2 steals, 1 block, 4 turnovers. Should really be 7 turnovers. 3 of them, he just didn't catch passes, good passes from Cade. He had more fouls than he did rebounds. Jalen Duren. If you guys watch this game, this was the game. This was the game where I said, I can't watch this anymore. I can't watch this game anymore. I was watching Jalen Duren, and I've been watching Jalen Duren in these 11 playoff games, and I'm watching, and I'm saying, what the fuck happened? What happened? What happened? What happened? What happened? What happened? I'd like to remind you, everybody who was watching my show over a month ago, when the regular season ended, and I said, and I quote, we can all agree Jalen Duren has been a top 3 center in the NBA this year. And everybody said, yeah, you're right. Everybody agreed with me. Jokic, Wemby, Jalen Duren. And it was no debate, no question. Nobody can say anything to me and deny what I was watching from Jalen Duren, number 3 center in the entire NBA this season. Walked in, and people are telling me it's Evan Mobley. People are telling me it's Jared Allen. And I would believe you if this was the first round. But I don't believe you. I said, he's 22. He must be in his head about Angel Reese and Wendell Carter Jr. That's why he's not performing. He killed Evan Mobley and Jared Allen all regular season. He killed them. I'm talking he averaged 27 points and 15 rebounds on Jared Allen and Evan Mobley this season. And now, it's not Angel Reese. It's not Wendell Carter Jr. It's not Jared Allen. It's not Evan Mobley. It's what's inside Jalen Duren's head. And right now, if I could see what's in Jalen Duren's head, I don't know how to describe it. What we are watching, ladies and gentlemen, if the Pistons had the regular season Jalen Duren, the Pistons they swept both the Magic, they swept the Cavs, and they're waiting right now to verse the New York Knicks in the conference finals. That series is starting right now. If you have 20 and 12 next to Tobias going for 20 and 30 and Cade going for 45 and 30, what was stopping this team realistically? Nothing. The reason why these series have turned in this manner is because their number 2 guy, who I told y'all is not going to be a number 2 guy in the playoffs, is proving me right. I told you, and you. A center who relies on an entry pass cannot be a number 2 in the NBA playoffs. Andre Drummond, DeAndre Ayton, Roy Hibbert, The center who relies on the entry pass cannot be a number 2 on a playoff team. They can't. The most difficult pass in the playoffs is the entry pass, and I told you guys that 6 months ago. And look, everything I said has come to fruition. Zach Randolph is, okay, this is why TikTok doesn't understand basketball. Zach Randolph was a back-to-the-basket scorer, not an entry pass guy. So thank you, TikTok, for showing me that you guys also lack the brain cells that Jalen Duren lacks. TikTok, if you guys are enjoying today's show, be sure to leave the TikTok stream and come through to the Twitch stream. That's Jay-Z Uncut on Twitch. The link is in my bio. What I'm watching right now, and I don't want to talk, I have another point, but I got to show y'all something, okay? Podcast listeners, I'm going to try to describe this to the best of my ability, but I want to show you guys something. These plays that I'm about to show you are from the playoffs last year against the New York Knicks, okay? This is playoff basketball, okay? I want to show you guys this. Cade Cunningham, and I'm going to describe it for my audio listeners. Cade Cunningham comes up the court with Mikal Bridges on him. Cat and Hart are both watching the roll. Jalen Duren sets this nice fake screen. It's a ghost screen. Cade Cunningham gets blitzed, as he always does, off the screen. He got blitzed, okay? What does Cade do? Oh, TikTok can't see it, unfortunately. The TikTok stream sucks. Come through to the Twitch. Cade rolls off this screen and does the easy pass, bullet pass through the double team to Jalen Duren, okay? I want you to watch what Asar Thompson is doing right now. He's on the baseline. Cade passes it to Duren. Duren takes one step. And look who's wide open. Asar Thompson. Bang. Dunk. They were doing this all series against the New York Knicks. Here's another play. Cade Cunningham at the top of the 3. Gets a screen. Gets OG off of him. Gets a bullet pass down to Duren. Duren's already looking where Asar is at. Hits Asar immediately. Asar gets a dunk. Over and over and over again. They ran this simple play. Knicks fans, remember this. Here we go again. They set a screen for Jalen Duren. Bounce pass to Duren. Duren takes one dribble, hits Asar Thompson off the baseline again. Again, and again. Sets the screen. He hits Duren. He hits Asar, and he gets another dunk. This clip is 2 minutes long, and I don't need to show you the entire thing. You get the point. Now I want to show you what Jalen Duren is doing now. The reason I showed you guys this is because I want to show you what Jalen Duren is doing now. Jalen sets the ghost screen. He gets the pass from Cade. And Duren has Sam Merrill, James Harden, and Dennis Schroeder. I want you to watch Asar in the corner. Jalen Duren takes dribbles. Asar's wide open here. And you know what makes it worse? Asar Thompson is open for the dunk, but look who's open for the 3. Duncan Robinson as well. Jalen Duren decides to just go up and lose the ball against James Harden. Jalen Duren, instead of hitting the wide open 3 or throwing the easy pass to Asar Thompson, I cut it on the baseline, just goes up and gets blocked by James Harden. Duncan's open. Asar's open. Hell, even Cade's open. And yet that's what he has become. That's what he has become. And all in all, it's to the point now where you are watching Jalen Duren and he doesn't look like a player. He doesn't look like a player at all. The Pistons told him, score. Throughout the regular season, Duren, score. To the point that he forgot how to pass. It's all mental at this point, y'all. It's all mental. People want Paul Reed to start. It's not going to happen. And let me explain. Before I explain, Bill and Eric, thank you guys so much for leaving the TikTok stream and coming through to the Twitch stream. I appreciate you guys very much. Be sure to join our Discord server. The link will be in the Twitch chat here in just a second. We are hosting a watch party in there tonight at 8 p.m. Eastern. So if you guys want to watch the Pistons and Cavs game with me and the rest of my community and make some friends and talk basketball, be sure to come through to the Twitch stream and then join our Discord. I'm happy to have you guys here. Paul Reed's not going to start. Paul Reed is not going to get more minutes than Jalen Duren. It doesn't matter how bad Jalen Duren plays. It doesn't matter how bad he plays. Let me explain. It's not because JB Bickerstaff is stubborn. It's not because Jalen Duren. It's not because JB Bickerstaff is a bad head coach. It's not. It's because of a couple reasons that I got to explain. Ronan, welcome back to the Twitch stream. And Mindo, thank you for the follow on the Twitch stream as well, bro. Shout out to all you legends that are leaving the TikTok and coming through to the Twitch. Guys, be sure to join our Discord server as well. We're hosting a watch party in there tonight at 8 p.m. Eastern. Jalen Duren's contract is up this summer. Jalen Duren said no to $30 million a year last year. Jalen Duren bet on himself that he would perform better this year and make more money. Jalen Duren fulfilled on that bet and is looking like an all-NBA lock from this season, which means he will be eligible for a 5-year, $281 million contract extension this summer. Ladies and gentlemen, Jalen Duren, coming into the playoffs, had his agent looking like a genius, him looking like a genius, and made the Pistons GM and front office look like morons. They gambled. They didn't give him the 35 that he was asking for, and it looked like they were going to have to give him 50 to 60 million. Well, the reason why Jalen Duren is going to continue playing is because if they do not play him, they have leverage in their contract negotiations. You didn't play him. He could have got out of a slump. You didn't play him. He could have improved. You didn't play him. We'll never know. So let's look at these 10 games and look at the games in the regular season. They can't give the GM any leverage whatsoever. You can't bench your all-star center, your all-NBA center in the playoffs. You can't do that. Not only will it tarnish his reputation, it will also tarnish any relationship you had with him. As much as I agree that Jalen Duren is single-handedly creating the biggest liability in this playoff series, you cannot bench him. JB Bickerstaff can't bench him. Trajan Langdon can't bench him. Jalen Duren can't bench himself. You can't. It would tarnish everything, the entire relationship. It will tarnish his name in case you want to do a sign and trade. It will tarnish the relationship between player and team. You can't do it. All-star, all-NBA, you can't do that. I'd like to give a couple special shout-outs as well to Gums, Nettie, and Flexer. Thank you guys for the follows on Twitch. I appreciate you guys very much. For anybody that's wanted to talk about the offseason, we will only talk about the offseason for the Pistons when the Pistons lose the series. When they lose a series and we say goodbye to them. So unfortunately, I'm not going to engage during the podcast on offseason talk. If you want to stick around to after the show, we can talk then. Or join our Discord server. We'd love to talk in there. We're super active in there. Guys, remember, if you watch 3 Twitch streams in a row, 3, I will personally gift you a $6 subscription so you no longer get ads. It's honestly best decision you can make. Be sure you guys join the Discord as well. We are hosting a watch party tonight at 8 p.m. Eastern. If you do not join our Discord, you are selling. You are selling. Alex, thank you for the follow on Twitch as well. Shout out to all you guys. Much love to everybody who's leaving the TikTok and coming through to the Twitch stream. Much love, y'all. That's all I have to say on the Pistons Cavs topic. That's all I have to say. The Cavs did their thing, man. They did their thing. They're suffocating Cade. They're suffocating Duren. But honestly, watching Jalen Duren right now, people are saying he's got to be hurt. There's no way. He's got to be hurt. Guys, what's the most embarrassing part about Jalen Duren right now is during the regular season, I'd say he had the best hands out of any big man I've ever seen in my entire life watching basketball. Like, I have never seen a big man with such elite hands as far as dribbling, catching lobs, everything. I've never seen a big man with hands like that. His hands disappeared. His hands disappeared. He can't catch anything right now. This is all mental. This is all mental. Stu hasn't gotten a single block in this entire playoff series because he's hurt. He came out and said that he's feeling fine. You are not fine, Stu. You are not fine. I'm watching you limp up and down the court. Paul Reed has outplayed both of their centers. They can't play Paul Reed more than either of those centers. They can't. They can't. I want to sit here and I want to blame JB Bickerstaff. I want to sit here and I want to blame the refs because here's another statistic that is honestly, in case you guys haven't read this, I need to show you this. Here's a not so fun fact from game 4. The Pistons shot 60 attempts inside the arc and got 12 free throws. The Cavs shot 37 attempts inside the arc and got 34 free throws. Donovan Mitchell had more free throws than the entire Pistons team. The Cavs went an entire quarter without being called for a foul. I could sit here, if I was a lesser of a fan, I could sit here and I could say, and mind you, if you watch this game, you will know what I'm talking about. If you watch this game, you'll know what I'm talking about. Every time the Cavaliers missed, every time, the ball, you would see it roll off the rim and then 2 seconds after the ball rolled off the rim and the Pistons secured the rebound, they'd blow the whistle. It was happening over and over again. The Pistons would go on a little run, and then they'd call foul, foul, foul on the next 3 offensive plays for the Cavaliers. I just have to be honest, everybody. I am not somebody that's going to say the refs are the reason they lost this game. They're not. But be so real with yourselves. The Pistons were a top 3 team in free throws attempted all year. They attempted 60 shots, 62 pointers, and got 12 free throws. The Cavaliers attempted 37 and got 34 free throws. That did not help the Pistons. I'm not saying that's the reason the Pistons lost, but that did not help the Pistons. Hopefully the officiating gets a little bit more in check. I'd also like to point something out. After game 1, when Donovan Mitchell complained about not getting free throws after taking 12 threes in that game and a bunch of floaters, after Kenny Atkinson complained about not getting free throws, games 2, games 3, and games 4, the Cleveland Cavaliers have 90 free throws to the Pistons' 67 free throws. I'm sorry, 57 free throws. 90 free throws to 57 free throws. My apologies. I have to repeat myself. 90 free throws to 57 free throws. And I would like to also mention one more thing for my Cavs fans. The Pistons in this series have attempted 212 two-point shots. The Cavaliers have attempted 108. All I'm saying is if you're going to call these fouls, make sure you call them the other way. That's all I'm going to say. If you're going to call these fouls, make sure you call them the other way. There's no reason the Pistons have attempted more than 100 two-point shots. And yet, I mean, this is ridiculous. It's ridiculous. And again, I do have to reiterate myself. I have to reiterate myself one more time. Free throws are not the reason the Pistons lost. They're not. But it's not going to help. 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 I think the Pistons, I didn't even mention it, but the Spurs scored 68 points in the paint last night, which is super impressive. I think it was one of their top paint performing games in the season. And then in this series as well, just so we're all clear, the Pistons attempted they scored the second most points in the paint in the entire NBA this season. So the fact that they're not getting any foul calls when they were top 3 in foul calls all season long, it's ridiculous. Again, I'm not going to say that because the Pistons got 20 less free throws than them, that's the reason they lost. I'm not going to say that. But it doesn't help, is my point. I've never seen a team commit 0 fouls in 14 minutes of action. For entire first quarter, Pistons didn't get a single foul called. They didn't draw a single foul. And then in the first 2.5 minutes as well in the second quarter, no fouls either. They went 14.5 minutes of game time without calling a single foul for the Pistons. At that point, the Cavs already had 12 free throws. Now, again, that is not the reason the Pistons are losing. The Pistons have been against the referees the entire conception of this team. The Cavaliers have been playing good defense. They have been. Have they been following? Absolutely. There was one play in particular that I'm thinking of. At the end of the second quarter, and Cavs fans, please be honest about your team. Let's not bullshit and lie. I've been saying facts about every single game with no biases. No biases whatsoever. I'm a Pistons fan, and I still picked the Cavs in 6 before the series started. There was a play that I'm thinking of in particular. At the end of the second quarter, Cade Cunningham was going for a last-second shot. Donovan Mitchell fell, grabbed Cade, grabbed his jersey, and then pulled on his ankle on the final shot, and they didn't call a foul. They didn't call a foul when Donovan Mitchell fell on the floor and grabbed Cade and pulled him onto the floor, and he missed the shot. You guys have to be objective when you talk to me about basketball. Otherwise, I can't take these conversations serious. If you guys are wondering why Duncan Robinson only attempted 2 shots, he was getting held on every screen. Go watch the game. Go watch the game. He was getting held at every screen. Now, again, I do have to reiterate. Worst game I've ever seen Asar Thompson play. Worst game I've ever seen Jalen Duren play. He keeps making each game worse than the last. And Mitchell killed them. Mitchell killed them. It was crazy. It was crazy. It was crazy. It was crazy. Every time the Pistons got in a groove, they'd get called a foul against them 3 plays in a row. It was crazy. Yeah, Mitchell was absolutely better than Cade. They're hounding Cade. If Cade has the ball, there's 3 guys on him. It's tough. What's the prediction I have for tonight? Who's favored tonight? The Pistons are favored by 4.5. That's the biggest money spread. That's the biggest spread of this entire series. Every game so far, games 1 through 4, have favored the home team by 3.5. They think the Pistons are favored by 4.5 tonight. That's the biggest spread of this entire series. So it should be interesting. It should be interesting. We'll see what happens. That game 3 comeback that the Pistons had, that's going to haunt them. That's going to haunt them, I feel. We'll see what happens. I wish Cade Cunningham could go up to the podium and cry for once. I'd love to see that. I wish Cade can walk into a game. No, the Pistons have not been favored on away games this series. Same with the Cavs. I wish Cade would go up there and cry about free throws. I wish he would. He would never do it. Jaylen Brown does it. Shea does it. Donovan Mitchell does it. Kenny Atkinson does it. JB Bickerstaff does it. But Cade, he just doesn't do it. He doesn't do it. Cade doesn't get foul calls. It's ridiculous. He has the worst whistle out of any superstar in the entire NBA. It's clear. It's clear. Okay, guys. Now, I would like to also say this is the Cavs need to try to steal this game, and the Pistons need to defend home court. They have to. Somebody told me, doesn't he lead in free throws attempted? Yes. In the playoffs, he is top 3. Yes. And it makes sense because Cade is also shooting 68% in the fourth quarter, as well as I think 65% in the paint, or is it 80% in the paint? I don't remember. But Cade is the worst whistle imaginable. He by far is the worst whistle. I mean, when I'm watching these games, Cade is fouled on every single play, but they don't give it to him because he's a big point guard, and that's pretty much how it goes. This guy named Stepper in my Twitch stream said the Cavs will win 100%. Well, if Stepper says that the Cavs will win 100%, I hope to see him in the watch party tonight at 8 p.m. Eastern, because if the Cavs don't win, he's a liar. Let's see. Grid, thank you for the follow on Twitch. I appreciate you, man. Shout out to everybody leaving the TikTok and coming through to the Twitch stream. I appreciate y'all very much. Do I have anything else to talk about? Goodbye to the Lakers. That's right. As we all know, the Oklahoma City Thunder swept the Los Angeles Lakers. We don't really have anything to talk about that. What I would like to say, though, is what's next for LA? You guys know every time a team gets eliminated, we got to talk about what's next for that team. Well, let's talk about them. As we all know, the Lakers love building through the draft, right? They have their first round pick this year, in 2028, in 2030, 2031, and 2032. So they have, 5 picks? They have 5 future picks. This is the part that's very interesting for the Los Angeles Lakers. So right now they have $200 million, right? They barely owe $110 million next year. In fact, they have $107 million locked in for next season, which is nothing. LeBron James is a free agent. Okay. Luka Doncic is locked in. He's the only guy locked in long-term. He's got a player option in 2029. So he's locked into $51 million next year. Rui, he's also a free agent. Austin Reeves has a player option of $15 million. I bet he denies that. I think we all agree Austin Reeves is going to deny that $14 million, $15 million player option. He's going to opt out. Jared Vanderbilt is locked in for $12.4 million, so he's locked in. Luke Kennard is a free agent. Maxi Kleber is a free agent. DeAndre Ayton has a player option of $8.1 million. Jake LaRavia has $6 million. Marcus Smart has a player option of $5.4 million. Dalton Knecht is locked in for $4.2 million. Jackson Hayes is a free agent. Kobe Buffkin, I think they waived him, didn't they? Or is he still? I'm not sure. All I can tell you is that Rui Hachimura is going to get paid. Luke Kennard will probably make around the same amount of money. And Austin Reeves is probably going to get paid as well. So the Lakers, their whole roster can look different next year. They could lose Maxi Kleber. They could lose Luke Kennard. They could lose Austin Reeves. They could lose Rui. And they could lose LeBron. Hell, they could even lose DeAndre Ayton if he opts out. They're going to lose Jackson Hayes. They could. They can lose Marcus Smart. Their entire roster could look different here in a month. It could. And I'm excited. And you know what? I want them to just do a full rebuild. I want them to. Let Luka average 50 points a game, full rebuild it up. Go get a bunch of young guys that you think that you can build on. Let LeBron walk. Let him walk. Let him walk. Let him go back to Cleveland. Let him go back somewhere. Let him walk. It's time. It's time to build around Luka, see what you can make. Get an all defensive lineup. It's going to be fun. They can do whatever they want this summer. They can genuinely do whatever they want. They don't need to trade Austin Reeves. He's going to deny his player option. So it's going to be interesting, man. It's going to be interesting. They can do anything they want this summer, and that's why I'm really excited to watch what the Lakers do. Now, as far as stud of the night goes last night, there were a lot of guys to pick from. Not really. It was just one guy, and his name is Victor Wembanyama. Victor Wembanyama achieves like his third or fourth stud of the night from this season for me. In 33 minutes, he had 27 points, 17 rebounds, 2 of them offensive, 5 assists, 3 blocks, plus 24 on the court. He had 4 turnovers, but he shot 9 for 16 from the field and 2 for 5 from 3, and also 7 for 9 from the free throw line, was a 67% true shooting percentage. Victor Wembanyama deserved it. He had 18 points in the first quarter. He had a double-double locked in just like 14 minutes of play. Victor has been incredible. He's looked so good. And yeah, they get 2 days off because of Adam Silver. They get 2 days off because Adam Silver. So lucky them. They need it. It's not like the Pistons or Cavs need it, but yeah, definitely Victor Wembanyama and the Spurs need it. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, that is going to do it for today's show. That's pretty much all I got. That's all I got. We got tonight's game, Pistons versus Cavs at 8 p.m. Eastern for some stupid reason that an East game is starting at 8. I would like to say if you guys want to watch the game with me and with the rest of my community, talk with me, get to know each other, make friends in the community, join our Discord server. Discord server is in the Twitch chat right now. You don't need to leave. We're not ending the Twitch stream right now. Stick around. Join our Discord. We're going to be hosting a watch party tonight at 8 p.m. Eastern. If you guys would like to hang out, talk with me, talk with everybody, and just vibe, we're going to do that tonight at 8 p.m. Eastern. As well as everybody in the TikTok and YouTube, be sure to drop some likes, subscribe, follow, all that jazz, and come through to the Twitch. We're still live on Twitch. And podcast listeners, be sure to leave a 5-star rating and review. Ladies and gentlemen, that's all I got for y'all today. We will be back tomorrow morning at 8:30 a.m. Eastern for stream and 9 a.m. Eastern for our daily show. I got nothing left to say except for sorry again for missing yesterday. That's on me. That's on me. I had a lot of work I had to do. Thank you for being here. Thank you for being you. And as always, ladies and gents, thank you for watching/listening. And I'll see you guys tomorrow morning at 9 a.m. Eastern. Have a good one, y'all.